Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead.
Violence doesn't come from nowhere. There are kids hurting for many reasons.
If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there.
We've been taken over by a testocracy that is taking away the humanity from kids.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we're dealing in hate.
But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right.
Our world is in turmoil. It's no secret. The list of things wrong in the world can span the globe. We need peace now. But how do we get to world peace? Well, a group of remarkable people with different backgrounds has come together in the Bronx to try and solve this problem. The organization is named Peace December. Sitting in a warm, centralized location at 2000 Westchester Avenue. From its inception, it quickly became a popular location for many local and non-local residents.
Peace December is a movement where we germinate, peace in our localities and the localities of our peace partners. So the idea is that we take peace and peaceful coexistence, movements into, the hearts and minds of individuals, primarily those who are susceptible for committing crimes and violence. And number one. Number two, it is also a way of mobilizing, grassroots organizations, to take the matters into their own hands instead of waiting for law enforcement to come and enforce the laws that have already been broken by individuals. So in a nutshell, it's a preventive mechanism whereby we promote peace and prevention to crime and violence. Today is a treat for all of you. And the reason why it is extremely beneficial to be here with Dr. Salim is that for the past 25 years, nothing in the world occupies the TV, the newspaper, the journalism, the government, the military, the police, the law enforcement, the pundits, than Islam and Muslims. Nothing. Now, Dr. Salim, number one is Muslim, number two is Arab, number three is from Africa and the Middle East, and number three, he wrote books about these subjects. And I guarantee you, if you get his book, The Missing Piece and other books, you will be so enlightened about what is going on, but most importantly, what is possible. Because we always talk about the problems, but where do we get the solution? Workable solution. And that is what differentiates him from others. He is a Muslim and speaking in a way that Muslims and non-Muslims alike will benefit and enjoy. You do not hear that from a lot of Muslim scholars because the Middle Eastern problem is so toxic that there's almost no winning. The moment you open your mouth, you recruit more enemies. It doesn't matter what you said. The moment you open your mouth, you recruit more enemies. And now, I'll tell you one thing. If the Middle Eastern situation is not solved, none of your lives is secure. I want you to know that. I'm not scaring you. Because every extremism, whether it's the Zionist extremism, Christian extremism, or Muslim extremism, they use Middle East to justify their extremism. I'm happy that Dr. Salim is here. Dr. Salim from Yale University.
Thank you, Sheikh Musa, and I want to thank everyone who attended today. This is a pleasurable evening together here with everyone. And the topic of peace is a central topic for all of us. The most common greeting in all cultures and religions is the greeting of peace. Peace be with you. If you're in the church, that's what they say. Peace be upon you. In the Islamic tradition, we say that. Salam, shalom. All these words focus on what is very central and very, very important to human beings, is to live in peace. Peace with themselves, peace with their neighbors, peace with the Creator. Because if we have peace between us and our Creator, between us and our neighbor, and within ourselves, we live an enjoyable life, regardless of our profession, regardless of our skin color, regardless of all the circumstances around us. I could be in jail today and having peace, and somebody could be in a high tower in Midtown Manhattan and having conflict. If you claim you are a Muslim, or you claim you are a Christian or a Jew or whatever tradition, in your traditions there are teachings and verses that will cause you to be at peace with yourself, at peace with God, and at peace with your neighbor. Not only American administrations, but there are many in the Arab and Muslim world who tried also sincerely to affect peace in that part of the world, and they have failed. Why has this nagging and intractable problem persisted for so many generations? Don't think that we're not affected by this conflict. We are affected, either directly or indirectly, by this conflict. Now, the main reason is this: all the people in leadership who tried and attempted to affect peace or to solve this particular conflict have been coming from political angle. They're trying to find a political solution.
Let's give him a hand.
All right.
So my partner is on his way. We're going to go to China for 1 week, because these lights, we need to have it in everybody's living room and bedroom all over the world. And let me tell you how important these lights are. We do not want to spend 1 second writing grants to support our movement, especially asking people who are creating problem money makes us compromise on our mission. That's why we decided that we have to be self-funded, self-supported, self-sustained. No culture, nothing. We are inventing a culture of peace, where people finally realize that the only benefit that we can derive from this life is to peacefully coexist.
What happens in the world, someplace far away, affects us here in America. It affects our economy, policies, but more importantly, the lives of families and friends that watch oppression, tyranny, and bloodshed of innocent people. Oftentimes, we don't have to leave our borders to hear about atrocities that turn the stomach or ache the heart.
Cape Long Rivers, like you said, I got a non-profit organization called I Am My Community, and we deal with mental health awareness, parenthood classes, and then we got an anti-violent unit, which is anti-domestic violence, gun violence, jumping, stabbing, shootings, anything of that nature. And like Shir said, I was born in the Bronx, 1968. You know, I done been down with gangs, leader of gang. I done been locked up, 10 years in the feds, did time in the state, been in every group home, Spofford, everything you can name. I was locked up with Mike Tyson when I was a youth, so you know, I've been through all the trials and tribulations. But as you get older, you know, you see that the streets is there. And it takes you 2 seconds to get into a situation that it'll take you a lifetime to get out, if you ever get out. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers ain't never getting out. You know, like I always tell brothers, you know, you gotta be a blessing to be out here. Like right now, we got a professor and the doctors, they right here. But you know how many professors and doctors that's in jail? That ain't never coming out. I can bring brothers in jail that got masters and PhDs and all that. And all them brothers is doing is sitting there and they just waiting to die. Because you ain't never coming out. You know, so you can use your intelligence out here and teach people, or you can use your intelligence in there to get other people out of jail, and you won't be getting yourself out of jail. You know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of knowledge going down the drain. So, you know, I come out, you know, when they have shootings in all the areas and stabbings, whatever go down when it's violence, you know, it could be a Staten Island, Far Rockaway. I make my business to go there, you know, to the situation and try to address the people. Because, you know, they can hear a lot of people can't relate to the police. The police come out there and they, you know, I don't want to hear all that. And even their own parents may come out there. I don't want to hear all that. But then when somebody who already went through it come out there and they know that you went through it, you know, they more of an open ear to you if you're dealing in that crowd. Especially with the young people and the people that's in the middle of the violence and all that nowadays. You know, these people don't want to hear their moms and them. They don't want to hear their teachers. They don't want to hear none of that. You know, so it's good for brothers like us that already went through it to come out here and try to help the young brothers so they don't got to go through that, you know. It's an old saying that I always used to say, a wise man learns from his mistakes, but a wiser man learns from others' mistakes. Which means that for the young brothers, if you stand out here and you seen 5 brothers that around your block, and they was hustling, they had their little 5-10 year career, and then they locked up for 20 years, that ain't for you. If you seen brothers that was out in the gang and they was the baddest dude on the block for 2 years or 3 years, but down there in jail doing 25 years, that ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? You see all the brothers that was going to school and he was doing real good, but then he want to go hang out with this dude and be a follower, and he go down there with him and they go jump somebody, he punch somebody, hit his head on the floor, and now he's doing 25 to life, that ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be yourself. You can't be a follower, and you gotta be yourself. The people that you need to look up to you is your younger people and your mother and your parents, the people that go through trials and tribulations for you. Because you can follow the crowd, but when you get locked up, that crowd ain't gonna come and visit you. That crowd ain't sending you a dime. Same dude you was hanging out right there, and to tell you the truth, that crowd may be the same crowd that snitch on you and end up getting you to 25 years. So y'all young brothers, man, you know what I'm saying, especially the young ones, man, y'all gotta really pay attention to what's going on, you know? Y'all take it to the Troy Ave situation, the rapper. When Troy Ave went to that party, Troy Ave was a hero. They paid Troy Ave to come to that party. You know what I'm saying? He came in VIP. But he pulled out a gun, got in an altercation, somebody dead, now he is 0. You know what I'm saying? He out, but he on his days is numbered. And before a year come or 2 years come, he gonna be on trial, he going straight up, but he got it on camera. on video, audio, cassette. So that's a brother right there, 25 to life. You know, same way like the Max B situation. All the young brothers look up to Max B. One situation here, 75 to life. Same thing with the young guy, y'all like Bobby Smurda. Bobby Smurda got 7 years. His other dude, Rasha with him, got 98 years to life. The other guy, A-Rod, got 54 years. So these police and these systems is not playing with y'all at all. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can think that they playing with y'all. When I was young, they was giving us a 1 to 3 or 2 to 4. They giving these dudes straight football numbers now. 75 to life, 58 to life. So when y'all out there and people was telling y'all to follow this and follow that, you better think good, bro, because they will lose you in the system. And they got no problem with losing you in the system. With that being said, I'd like to say peace.
It's keeping us down, it's suppressing us. You know? So when people realize that they have a choice, because our people have been beaten down, and it doesn't matter what color you are, our people have been beaten so intensely. But at Peace December, we let them know that they have a choice, that they have talents, that they have a purpose for being here. And because they have a purpose, we can show them how to make that purpose into a reality so they can feel their purpose and they can be not just part of society, but part of history.
Professional artists. We are professional. It is my pleasure.
It's my privilege to be a part of an organization that promotes just peace.
She's the executive director for Peace December, the same organization that I've been talking about, the same organization that the Life was talking about, the same organization that put this gig together. And her name is Edna. Edna Thomas. Please put your hands together for Edna. Edna Thomas, Ranger.
Thank you very much, everybody. Are we having a good time yet? Yeah. Let me show you what peace is all about. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Peace December organization. We are a non-profit organization, started in 2010 in the Bronx. By 2013, we was in all 5 boroughs in Gambia, Africa. Now, we're in 15 countries, and we just opened up another chapter in Florida because we need peace. We are a platform. We don't compete with anybody. We don't throw our hands up, but God bless those who do. We don't lay down. Our mantra is we come to stand for peace. And we are the matriarchs and patriarchs. If it wasn't for us, you know, we have to show the way. And at Peace December, we show the way by living by example. Okay, in the Bronx, we also have a Music Peace Marathon, and this is our 3rd year for our Music Peace Marathon. We're multicultural, non-denominational, multi-generational. Everybody, if you got a talent, if you think you got a talent, and it's not just singing, you know, it's whatever you do. And I really want to give a big shout out to Sabor. Because Sabor is the man. Sorry, Sabor, you're the man. Yeah. K-Born is here. We're from IMI community. Peace December. Here I stand looking around me, while all around me, what do I see? Hatred and jealousy, brotherhood is dying, love is the answer. But nobody's buying, good people are turning bad, some don't but they care of you. The winds are blowing, and the choice is up to you. Ooh, we're going to trade winds of our time.
Peace December is growing because people are hungry. People are thirsty to do something. We're tired of just sitting back. We teach people how to be the nucleus in their community so that they can pull all the local resources together to get what they need.
Let me just bring up my brother, K-Bon. Could you come up for a second, K-Bon? How you doing? Thank y'all for inviting me. This is a nice crowd, you know what I'm saying? Came in. I'm probably the youngest dude in here, and I ain't that young. But I'm probably the youngest one in here. You know, it's a pleasure to see everybody get together. You know, y'all look great too. Tell you that from the outside, y'all look even better than standing there. I was out on the outside looking in trying to find a spot. Y'all look magnificent. And like Lisa was saying, and like Shadiq was saying, you know, it's important for all of us to get together like this in peace, you know, and do what we got to do in peace, because I know everybody, especially with y'all being in Brooklyn, with the Jubilee up the block and the parade going on and Labor Day and all the chaos and all that, so, you know, it put like a bad stigma that we got to erase from all of us in general, you know. And like you were saying, I have a nonprofit program called I Am My Community, and we bring mental health awareness to the community, because you know 1 out of 5 New Yorkers suffer from some type of mental health illness. So it's important for us to have patience with each other, you know what I'm saying, understand each other. 8 out of 10 teachers suffer from some type of mental health illness. You know, 10% out of 10% of the Latinas, the young teenagers committing suicide. So it's a lot of things that we need to know as far as mental health awareness. We have a parenthood class, like y'all all together coming here as parents, and we speak to help each other become better parents. And we have an anti-violence unit, which is anti-gun violence, domestic violence, jumping, stabbings. You know, and people think that just because you say domestic violence that you have to put your hands on somebody. And it's not that, you know what I'm saying? It could be spiritually, emotionally. If somebody bringing you down, they'll also got to be physically, it could be mentally. So with that being said, I just want all of us to have a good time, stick together in peace, and thank you for inviting me.
Drums is a medium of communication. They didn't have no iPods and none of that Facebook back in Africa. The drums was the communication. We spoke to each other to know that there's danger, come to have a family, go to marry, celebration, birthday, whatever it is, the drums spoke to.
As the music fades into the still night, the quest for peace has no rest for the men and women that work diligently to make change any way possible. Lisa Allen is one of those voices for peace that walks soft but carries a big stick.
See, as you see, we're here in my own backyard, Brooklyn, Coney Island. I'm definitely a Brooklyn girl. Coney Island is, I guess, is my last stop before I start venturing out on this fantastic venture that I'm on. I mean, you know, Brooklyn has taught me a lot. I grew up in the service. My father was in the military, so I grew up overseas. So structure was always a thing, thing in my life, and peaceful, activities and organization was always a thing that I believed in. So when we finally came back here to New York to live permanently, I started getting to know my neighborhood. I grew up in Bed-Stuy. I'm a product of East New York, Crown Heights, Canarsie, and now Sheepshead Bay, and now Coney Island. And I don't think you can get any better than this right here, to be honest with you. The cultures that's out here and the history that's out here in Brooklyn has made me venture out to the Bronx. Back in the days, it was always a big war between the two boroughs. And I feel that, I've been able to not just have one type of side of the story as far as that feud goes, but I've had the opportunity to turn around and venture out and learn about the Bronx as well, which is where, Peace December, started from. And now I'm trying to bring it out here to where we truly do need it out here, especially in Coney Island and in Brooklyn here. So peace means everything to me. I'm a single parent. I raised my daughter, she's a college grad, 25, and that's hard for a lot of single moms to say nowadays, with everything that's going on. Raising kids, period, is hard in itself. So if you're able to bring at least one child out of the projects, then that's a big, step in itself.
The peacemakers use their own experiences and tragedies to try and motivate others for peace, because for some people, violence and the fight for survival is a daily struggle. A few blocks away from historic Coney Island, in Lisa's neighborhood, someone was the victim of a violent park shooting the night before.
So I want to thank you for coming out tonight, and let's promote this organization and promote each other, and we're partnershiping with each other. Whatever you do, we're partnership with you. Thank you.
I look forward to finding something to do inside this organization that will be of value. I think I have a lot of skills that can certainly help.
We are a group of writers. So we discover. We go through the we study Quran every day, and we come together and discuss about what Quran says about terrorism. This is actually the platform of anti-terrorism. This is actually this is the reason. There are also lots of scientific issues, but we have a agenda that's Quran and science, Quran and women rights, Quran and all other topics. But currently we are studying Quran and terrorism.
Well, basically, I want to talk about today. I want to talk about mental health, because I'm suffering now with anxiety, which is a mental disorder that leads to depression if it's not treated. I've been seeing therapists to help me with this anxiety, and what I learned there I want to spread in I Am My Community, because I never hear him talk about anxiety. It's always bipolar, something else, schizophrenia.
I go somewhere and I just scream.
That's good for you.
I go somewhere and I just yell. Go somewhere when nobody don't know and I just yell. And after that, I be feeling alright.
I use ice water.
You use ice water. See,
I chew on ice.
You chew on ice.
Calm down.
Calm down.
And that running our family too, because I mean, it's like, I can hear one thing, and my brother and all of us speak to them, and they all do the same thing. You can hear one thing of bad news in the zone. I don't want to eat no more. I don't want to talk no more. My stomach hurt. I gotta walk. It's like everything just said in 2 seconds.
I mean, I always hear birds, you know, but, you know, I'm just saying, you know, that information is valuable. It's very valuable. Like somebody told me the other day, I lost my appetite, just like what you said. You talking about that, I lost my appetite.
And you can't sleep too. I lost sleep.
On Saturday, I was at that was Saturday. We was at Castle Hill at the domestic violence thing with the mayor's office. And I bumped into Elvin Garcia. And he was saying that they still waiting for us. They said if we get like 15 people, 20 people, they're gonna send a teacher down here to give us the one day training on mental health awareness through the Thrive NYC. And then everybody after the 8 hours, they said they'll provide the food, they'll provide the Metro cards and all that. But it's an 8-hour class. I already did it. I did both of the class for the adolescents and adults, but it's a good certificate to have because that way when we do get funded for mental health awareness, everybody already have their certificate.
I help him with anything that he needs for I in my community. Right now I'm the cook. So I cook for every dinner. Thank you. And whatever he needs, I'm there to help.
My name is Raheem, but everybody know me as Larry Lugo. I rep, yes, Raheem, but everybody know me as Larry Lugo, and I represent I Am My Community. I'm a partner right there. Wherever meeting you see him at, you're gonna see me at. That's about it.
Raheem is the fourth name.
My name is Kevin Wilkes, and I'm striving to be a good Muslim. That's it.
How about me, buddy? Okay, my name is Tonya. I'm a volunteer. I came to know Peace through Edna Thomas. Edna Granger Thomas.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. My name is Grace Imo, as he already said, and I'm a community activist. And I'm a big fan and a supportive of Peace December. And that's why I'm here tonight.
Wow. I'm a housewife. I married my husband back in Senegal in the 16th of 1996, 20 years ago. We came to America. We started life. We have two beautiful children, Amina Umar Silaba, which is my first one, who got brain damage at birth by negligence, and my son Mohammed Saeed Umar Silaba. He's gonna be 16 next Monday, the 25th of this month. So I came to this neighborhood in March the 4th. I moved into this building where they have the Dollar Tree. After my husband signed online with the city housing, because of my daughter's disability, they give me 2-bedroom apartment. But I'm supposed to get the 3-bedroom because I have 2 gender, a boy and a girl, and my husband and me. But I end up with 2-bedroom. I don't know why. So I took it because my previous home, whose was 601 Ocean Avenue between Church and Albemarle, was not really a place for a handicapped child. But she was born there, and we stayed there until we spent 19 years in that building, struggling. I used to put 6-foot metal ramp on top of the step to make her in and out. For 19 years.
Shout out, we gotta get us a ball, man. Sabal been playing the peace drums everywhere, yes, baby. Yeah. You know that
I'm a musician, mainly a drummer, and percussionist. Well, the percussionist, all kind of instruments, but mainly the drums. I play congas, djembe, all the drums. And I got into it from a young child. played when I was young, 4 years old, turned the pots upside down, used to play the pots of pound. My grandmother said, I got to get you a drum, boy. So that's what I did. But getting back to peace, this organization that I'm with, Peace December, was very interesting to me because knowing the conditions of the world today, we need peace. And where does peace begin? It begins with ourselves. So being that I'm a drummer, I use my drum to promote peace. In fact, I work in the subway system of New York, playing music in the subway, playing the drums, and I call it Drums of Peace. And people walk by, they say you make me feel good because of the drumming that you do and all the things that happen to them. They say the drums make them feel good.
The movement was created by many, many people from many walks of life, from many different religious affiliations. The idea was that, instead of depending on the law enforcement, why can't we mobilize all residents, to take the matters into their own hands? Because the fact of the matter is, the criminals live within us. We know them, we love them, we live with them. So if crime and violence are to be prevented, it would have to come from the same people that live with the criminals. So that was the idea. So it's an idea that, a lot of people participated in and made into reality in 2010. And, the fire caught on thereafter. Now we are global and we are progressing rapidly and we are making a difference. And we're excited about, the progress so far. And we can only imagine 5-10 years from now what will happen. Right now we are officially in 15 other countries besides the US. This year, before 2016 passed, we are hoping to open up in Europe, France, namely France, Germany, and England. I'm traveling to both countries in November or the early December, and we're also opening up for the first time in the Middle East. And we're planning to participate in the Dubai's National Day, which is December 2nd. Colombia is going to launch this December, and I believe Guatemala, under the leadership of Linda, will come in. Cuba, we're also traveling to Cuba, and we're opening in Canada. So all in all, we hope to at least have 25 Peace December chapters globally by the end of December 2016.
I'm hungry, it's all outdoors.
Welcome, sir. Sir.
Let's get some here, man, so we get the whole picture.
Here we go, here we go.
Problems have persisted and acts of violence have increased. Peace organizations in the Bronx won't sit quietly as violence rages on and the children are suffering. Led by altruism, they've brought their grievances to the local Bronx government.
It's a good day to be here. We're here for a purpose. We're here to help our people. We're here to fight for our rights. We're in front of the place that needs to be because these are the people inside these offices that need to hear us. And this day, we will make sure that you understand that we are here because we have love. It's love in the air. It's love by the people that's walking by. It's love in that camera. Here is News 12 because I want everyone to understand that we are the people. We care. We love. In your name, we pray. May we all say, Amen.
Amen. Yeah. We're gathering here for several reasons, but we're gathering here on the occasion of the remembrance of Dr. King. Now, as we had stated earlier, there will be a lot of celebrations and a lot of quoting of Dr. King, which are beautiful, which are nice, but we've decided that it is more important to mobilize Bronxites into action and using the instructions given by Dr. King than just to come together and quote his quotes. So that's why we're here today. So to give a background of the very, very reason why we're here, you know, we're standing here 5 miles away from Wall Street. And the world's capital exchanged hands 5 miles from right here. Yet, we are experiencing the most empowering county in the United States, the most violent county in the United States, the county with less millionaires and billionaires in New York. New York has over 80 billionaires. None lives in the Bronx. The home prices in New York have gone up over 400%. In the Bronx, about 149. More children from this county are heading to jail than heading to Ivy League schools. And year after year, election after election, we keep recycling the same dysfunctional system. So we've decided that, as Einstein said, the definition of insanity is repeating the same exact stupidity and expect any outcome different than what you had. It's not tangible, but it is felt by the Bronxites. Today, on this occasion, at this path, in the presence of these leaders, we will embark on a transformative project that will save more lives of the Bronxites. And if we do that, then we'll attract more investors to our county. And if we do that, then we'll build better schools for our children. And if we do that, then Bronx County will become comparable to any other county that are producing positive results. That's why we're here. The people you see here represent hundreds of other fellow Bronxites. Their work will not only be felt, but their work will be known globally. Because you can travel in every corner of the world. If you confess to come from the Bronx, people will walk away and leave you dry because they think you came from impoverished county, most violent county, the sickest county, and the county with less educational attainment. And today, we're going to change it. I just want to let you know from get-go the two most important pillars that brought us here. If you read the fiscal budget of the state of New York, on page 131, you will find that about $5 billion Governor Comer is asking to be allocated for public safety. And if you read the preliminary budget of New York City, on page 1, you will also find that there's a $5.1 billion Mayor de Blasio is asking to be allocated for public safety. Not a penny is allocated for groups like us. Not a penny is allocated for grassroots preventive initiatives. Not a penny is allocated for all these organizations that for the past several years have done more than most other organizations that are getting funding. So because of that, we're asking the governor, the mayor, the 5 borough presidents, and all New York City and state elected officials to turn the page and look things in a different light. Look at the way that Bronx has been run and said it has not produced the most positive outcome. Therefore, we will listen to those who live in the Bronx, work in the Bronx, raising children in the Bronx, and running their enterprise in the Bronx, who are suffering in the ravages of poverty and disease and sickness and dysfunctional families in the Bronx.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out. The work that we put in here is unmeasurable. The sacrifices we make are unmeasurable. Every time we turn on the television and see what's going on, we know that we have to make a difference. That's why we're here, to make a difference. We're not just talking about it, we're doing it. We need the support of everyone. When you come into Peace December, you come in with an open heart and an open mind, and we make it more open so we can heal yourself. Heal yourself first. Heal your family. Let it pour out the doors. We will teach everyone who is willing to learn, and even if you didn't know that you was willing to learn, we will teach you how to respect yourself. We have taught folks how to respect yourself. You respect yourself, you will respect others. This is how come I am so proud to be a part of Peace December and have all of these organizations that's growing and blooming around us to make us stronger. We have a mission, and our mission is being fought right here in the battleground.
Hi, yes, my name is Lisa Allen, and I am the director of the New York Peace Coalition and Peace December. It's everything that you're going to hear today is coming from everybody's heart, and this is what we need to do, is gather together. Once again, it takes a village to raise our children of today. Thank you.
It feels good to be amongst my people, fighting for what is needed. Taking us back, you know, if you go to Seaball 2005, I had an idea that it was always inside of me that to create something that the youth could be involved with, the community could to feel and see, and I knew that we'd start with something that is playful, something that is warm, something that people like to do, basketball. But Seaball is much bigger than basketball. We've grown to the point that we are doing so many things, multiple things that not need to say because I'll be here all day, but one thing that I want to say in direction of myself, which spreads through my circle, is I'm willing to die for my people. Like, that is who I am and how I feel. And I know that MLK did that, other leaders did that, and from that time that they were assassinated, you know, it's been people that don't want to face those troubles. I feel that it's needed for us to move forward. If you're not willing to die for this, then you don't need to be here, because it gets ugly when the wolves start to come and the people start to say, we don't want change, and we don't want you to save your people. We don't want for you to help no one. We want to continue to rob and steal and be greedy.
And because of the Muslim New Yorkers, and because of the Muslim New Yorkers' commitment for a just society, togetherness, for a peaceful coexistence, you know, a lot of leaders pop out. People, the public did not know so up to work, and none so up to work more so than Brother Sabir God.
Hello everybody, my respected brothers. My son will be speak behalf of me, and I'm not feeling good today. But you know, I am with you, Bronx Community Council, the working a lot in community, serving a lot, and we guys are with you. And Sheikh Musa Darame and Brother Perez, we are working in community, door to door, day and night, never sleep. And we guys build the Bronx without any crime, and we will build our nation. Thank you.
We live in a time where we would rather record the video of a hostile incident rather than make it our duty to mitigate any violence that comes across our eyes. A time where we're more comfortable with taking photos with local politicians rather than work with them for the betterment of our communities. A time where hyper-partisan politics have dominated the fray of what otherwise would have been a platform for elected officials across all parties to seek common ground. A time where we eagerly reap the profits of war rather than pave the path towards peace.
We need to invest in these children so they feel like they belong. So they love their schools, they love their teachers, they love their community. But when you create an environment where all you do is focus on the end result and we humiliate kids all the time, where you create a culture that's saying college, 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 and disrespects the bus driver and disrespects the crossing guard, as if those people do not contribute to our community. Those people are the parents of our kids. So if we're giving that message, college, 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 and we're demeaning the contributions of all the other careers that are out there, including civil servants, for our community, we demean those people. Those kids don't see that as an option. And anybody who contributes and puts food on the table and takes care of their kids is worthy of respect. We need to be very careful about the image that we put out to the children so they don't feel terrible about themselves, so they don't feel that their community is nothing and they are nothing. That means no more whitewashed curriculum that is downloaded from the internet, that doesn't have the love and the energy and the passion of the teacher behind it. So no more of those things. The kids can feel the fakeness from all of this strict, very, very, very narrow curriculum. Just having a couple of excerpts of people of color in Engage New York, when that's being taught in the curriculum, the kids feel it. They feel it.
Real. Real. How are you?
Hey,
Good.
that's my student Alex.
Yeah, Alex, how are you?
What's up?
Yeah.
Ready? My boy Big J.
Whether their voices have been heard by those in power is questionable. But they're not deterred. As day turns to night, they rest and ready themselves for another day. It's a tense night in the Bronx due to recent prejudice-driven assaults on the elderly and people identified as being foreign Muslims. K-Born waits quietly as he plans to deliver his fiery message so people can realize what's at stake in the community.
Maliki Yomadin, Iyaka Naburuwa, Iyaka Nestahim, Adinis Sarato Mustakim, Sarato Lathin and Abdulaim, God Relman Dubialaim, Waladolim.
I'd like to welcome everybody here today, you know what I'm saying, for people that come through, the newcomers. Like I said, you know, I'd like to give everybody a warm welcome because, you know, it's a Friday. And like I always say, you know, you could be 1,000 places doing 1,000 different things other than coming here and being amongst each other and building to try to bring peace in our community. You know, everything that we build upon with Peace December, C-Ball, I Am My Community is all based for public safety. That's like our main purpose, our main cause is public safety. You know, we use the mental health awareness because we know and understand that 1 out of 5 New Yorkers deal with some type of mental health illness. 8 out of 10 teachers deal with some type of mental health illness. 1 out of 3 school kids. So it's important for us to know and understand the people that we walk around and be amongst every day. So we all can be able to relate with each other. We could also be able to understand each other. So that's why it's so important that we bring in mental health awareness, you know. And if you go down from like, you got so much like the violence and all that, we feel that like somebody did a robbery, somebody did a, you know, something like that, that's like criminal. We also feel that like when somebody commit a murder, a shooting, a stabbing, a serious assault, that's like something that's more mental. That's like a sickness, you know, and like any other thing that's a sickness, that's a disease that if it's allowed to keep on living, all it's gonna do and it's not cured, it's gonna spread from one person to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. And that's the same thing as like violence. If you notice or not, you could go someplace and everything could be peaceful. As soon as one person get hyped, oh man, and they start setting it off, guess what? It's just like a domino effect. Before you know, you got people all the way over there. Man, if they bring that over here, this is what's gonna happen. Somebody else over there, man, yeah, today is my day, I'm ready. But nobody had this on until that one person lit that match. So that just shows you how fast negativity spread. You know what I'm saying? But then that same token, a positive word ain't gonna get around that fast. Because you go around right now and put the word out that it's a whole bunch of job openings and there's a whole bunch of that word gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of excuses to hold somebody down. You know what I'm saying? When the whole thing, the whole object, it should be each one teach one. You know? And that's why we got our thing right here. And you see in I Am My Community, it's people pulling each other up. Instead, we're not the crabs in the barrel. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that's up, pulling brothers up, pulling sisters up. You're going to school to get all this education to work for somebody else, to push somebody else's plan, to take care of somebody else's kids, to get somebody else's family through college. But you got all these skills and you got all these degrees and you got all that, but you're using not one of them on yourself. So therefore, when you get into the category with people that is doing that, no, you're not on the same level. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you start recognizing that and start realizing that, then maybe you'll start getting on that level and more people will start owning things. You know, and stop assuming that you're on a level with somebody that's owning something and you're not doing nothing and you're not owning nothing. People don't know what's going on. You know, you got a lot of people right now, you arguing and fussing about what the president is doing, how the president is acting. You know, like I said, do you even know who the landlord is in your building? Do you know who's the community board leaders in your building, from your community? Do you know who your assemblyman is? Do you know who's your local councilman? Do you know what senator represents your district? Do you even know what district you in? These are questions that you need to know before you start taking things to the president. You know, it's called a chain of command. Find out who you are before you try to find out who I am. Know you. You know what I'm saying? Know your circumference. Know where you at. Don't go someplace and you think you sound good because you know you sound good, you look good saying it. But you're not making no sense when they ask you a simple question. All right, what district do you live in? All right, who represents your district? What community board is in your area? You don't know, so how could you get help for the community when you don't even know where you at? You know what I'm saying? You gotta know these things, man. You gotta get a part of things. You gotta become a part of things. Go and sign up to be on the board. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can put in an application, so that way you can start having some input. When they put in a new store on your block, when they put in a new bank on your block, when they want to know if they're gonna open up these clubs and these all these stuff that you wait till it's open and then you want to come outside and you got something to say about it. But you never took the chance or the opportunity to be a part of the team and the board that's making these recommendations or these rejections for these projects that's being built in your community. You gotta stop standing around allowing these people to bruise these kids, man. You know, people gotta stand up. Now, all the ain't no snitching. Oh, snitching. It ain't no snitching. That's not called snitching. You know what I'm saying? If you stand right there and you watch somebody abuse a little baby or sexually abuse a little baby or physically abuse a little kid, and you don't do what you're supposed to do and call the right people who's supposed to be called, guess what? You're just as guilty as them, man. You're just as guilty as them. You might as well have jumped out and joined whatever they was doing because you're just as guilty as them. 100% just as guilty as them, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like they said, man, you are guilty by association. You know? You held accountable for the people that you be with, for the actions that the people that you be with, for what they do. Nobody don't want to hear that. Oh, I ain't had nothing to do with it. You had something to do with it. You know, everybody had something to do with it that was there and took part in it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's important for us to get out here and help these kids, man, and identify what's going on, man. If you see something, man, somebody hurting a kid, harming a kid, it could be your mother. Go to the right authorities, man, because something is wrong with your mother. Because why would you be hurting somebody that can't defend and help themselves? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that doesn't have the power, the capability to help themselves. You know? We need to stop and keep our eyes open for the people that's running around beating up these old people. Over 900 and something elderly people done got assaulted, robbed, raped. People raping 82-year-old ladies, 92-year-old ladies. You 20, 25 years old, man. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You're putting your whole family name to shame doing stuff like that, man. You know? That don't make no sense. Running around here jumping on the elderly, beating up the elderly, robbing the elderly, raping the elderly. They gave one dude 105 years for raping an 82-year-old lady. Yeah, it was good that he got the 105 years, but guess what? That still don't take back the all that he did and crush that lady's spirit, man. That don't bring that back at all. You know? That's still done. She may be a little satisfied because he got justice done, but was the real justice done? No. Because they can never take back the violation the way that he violated her. They can't take that back. You can't take that back. Doing life in jail ain't gonna bring that back. You know what I'm saying? He violated something in her, a certain part of her. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't have been violated.
I just want to applaud you so very much for your passionate speech. It is so needed, it is so timely. And it does take a leader like yourself to help galvanize those who are on the front lines and running to help make this happen. And I thank you.
Hi, I'm from the Green Party, and we're a third party. There's more parties than the Democrats and the Republicans. And what we represent, well, if you know Bernie Sanders, we represent everything he believes in, his platform. And right now, the Green Party is promoting a bill that's going through New York State to have a single-payer health system in New York. It's gone through the Assembly, but it has to go through the Senate. And it's not only the Green Party that's promoting this, but the unions, the Transit Union, the Black, Hispanic, and Asian Caucus, the AFU and CIO union is also promoting this.
I'm opening up a construction and green cleaning company where we go in and we clean using green products, you know, non-toxic, cancer-free chemicals. Because my brother actually passed away from cancer like 3 months ago, and we were working on this project while he was sick. And unfortunately, he didn't make it, so I'm going to continue on with the company. So basically, I'm just getting started with that, so I haven't really spoke yet, but I'm working on it.
The Peace Workers Fellowship, and try to remain positive for the arduous road ahead. Around the world, people are suffering. We have massive separation of families, mass migration from poverty and violence, and the sad aftermath of new presidential immigration policy changes. The quest for world peace knows no language barrier or religious inhibition. Perhaps one of the most interesting partners on this journey with Peace December is the Islamic Leadership Schools. A school that shares the same building and co-founder as Peace December.
يخلق مثلها في البلاد
وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد
والفجر إرم ذات
This small but charismatic school was founded on tragic 9/11 and has quietly joined the quest for peace by creating a close relationship with the Jewish community and other Muslim schools working towards a common goal for world peace. One by one, Muslim and Jewish children share a blank canvas, drawing and coloring messages of peace. Maybe there's something the adults can learn from children. A blank canvas, a new start. Because it's not enough to just tolerate a group of people. No, that's not sustainable. When we learn to coexist, we can truly learn to first respect and appreciate what synergy can bring to this world.
The Peace Lights soon will be a global light where November 30th, everybody will own these lights. They will hang the lights in their living rooms and bedrooms and businesses and everywhere. You turn it on, and every time you look at it, it reminds you of the month, the Peace Month. You know, Mother Teresa, who recently became a saint, once said, if you want to promote peace, or if you want to make this world peaceful, go home and make your house peaceful. We're here in New York. One of the biggest headaches that we're facing is broken homes. Because when a home is broken, there's so much negative that associated with that brokenness. Usually domestic violence, and domestic violence will lead to societal violence, and domestic violence will also lead to poverty. Because anytime you have two income earners, or you have one income earner and one housewife, you know, doing the things that protect the household, and all of a sudden now this bond becomes, a fighting and hurting each other and destruction and all these things. So the kids witness, these troubles, and research after research shows that children who have witnessed consistently these type of activities in the home grow up to copy the same exact thing. They have more difficult times having their own relationships. They have more difficult time maintaining a good relationship. They have difficult time achieving academic excellency. They have difficult time associating with others because all they have been exposed to is violence. And because of that now, you have a societal violence, whether it is a bullying, just to show their machoism, or whether it's joining gang members so that they will find refuge, or whether it's using racial situation or religious situation or ethnic situation, or whatever it is, because people, when they are hurting, sometimes they wanna hurt other people, or sometimes they wanna isolate themselves, or sometimes they want to create revenge. And whatever the case is, the biggest problem we have is broken homes. And unless we fix our homes, it is very difficult for our children to really become solvent and become, entrepreneurs and, business owners and, productive members of society. And so our goal here is to bring value back to our homes so that the children will live in a harmonious, loving, conducive homes where they can say, you know what, my mom and dad, this is how they live. I can copy that. And then life goes on. And that's why Peace December is extremely important. And that's why we not only doing it, with the businesses, but we also encourage couples, to really use the month of Peace December to rekindle, what got them in the first place. Their honeymoon times, so that the children will say, this is what I want to be like. I want to be like my mom. I want to be like my dad. And unfortunately, today, we have situations where kids would even be ashamed to mention their parents because of the dysfunctionality, because of the drugs, and because of the crime and violence, because of the incarceration, and because of all the things that they have done that the kids are ashamed of. So Peace December, we believe, is a panacea for most of these societal, wholesome problems.
I think today
It's very important for us to realize that we need to have peace because of our children. We need to be examples for them. They need role models for us, for them to see that the world isn't all evil, and we must promote that.
Everybody's looking for their purpose in life. Some people don't even know they have a choice. At Peace December, we've been very successful at introducing people to themselves and letting them know that they have a choice, they have a reason, they have a purpose, and that we need them.
All right, so now we're going to bring up Dr. Balde, one of the founding members of Peace December, to come and tell us whatever he wants to tell us.
Guess what? He's my best friend. Father.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
That means peace on you. Peace upon you. Alhamdulillah. Wallahi. Very happy to see you.
Feeling good, sure.
You see, if I remember when we was sitting a year ago to talk about this situation, just maybe 3-4 people have this idea. Now, thanks God, all praise belong to God. Most of the people listening, coming forward to do the job. We thank you very much. You see, human being, 100 years ago, no one of us was here. 100 years after, no one of us gonna be here. But what gonna stay?
380
here.
69.
If you start good things. Good action never die. Good things never die. I'm very happy to see you. I ask God Almighty to keep us in this good track in order to obtain our goal. Our goal is to have peace in every corner of the world. Peace. Talking is very important, but action work more. Let's speak
650
and do the action.
799
So I thank you very much.
86
I ask Almighty to keep us in good track. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. We in the Peace December organization are very happy to have the young people continuing to come, because the people who changes the face of any ugly behavior or problem that a country has or a community has are the young people. So we really want our young people to be involved. As you can see, all the people who changed issues that we today enjoy, they were young people. Look at Martin Luther King, he was young. In Africa, those who are struggling for independence, they were young people. And even the colonials who came to colonize Africa, they were young guys from Europe. So they were not old people. So young people, the time is yours.
The need for peace has never been more urgent than these trying times we are currently living in. The last 2 decades has seen more conflict and tragedy spread across the world than any time in recent history. Like many battles fought, you may lose the battle, but the war is far from over. These hallowed halls and open space was once the headquarters for a vibrant community, a refuge where people came to eat a free meal, socialize, and vent about problems in the community. A place where former rivaling gang members came to hear about peace initiatives. A place where people too shy to speak felt comfortable to sit and simply watch TV. One of the most tragic parts of this story is the loss of a home for the Islamic Leadership School. A school that has anti-terrorism and anti-hate as one of its core values. This iconic building will now be just another new development that many local residents probably can't even afford. But for every action, there's a reaction. The voice of suffering has been answered. As long-sitting President Robert Mugabe and President Yahya Jammeh of Gambia finally were removed from power after decades of sitting in office. Can this be a coincidence? Or a consequence of having a platform for peace? Peace December may have lost their home in this battle, but they're preparing the stage for the next generation of peacemakers. It's a long road ahead.